welcome to a quick review of LEGO Star Wars Set 75319, the Armorer's Mandalorian Forge. This set has 258 pieces and is rated for ages 8+. Sorry for the background noise, that's just people doing other stuff around the house. And we'll start off with the build because, let's be honest here, the minifigures are probably the best part of the set, even though the set itself is really good. But we'll start off with the forge here, which I do believe is the first part that you build. And of course, it's a really neat build. It has tons of little accessories and stuff, and ways that you can melt the Beskar to make armor. And it has a little table next to it, and it comes with this really nice blue flame piece and some pretty decent sticker detail all around it. Overall, this is a really neat part of the build. I really like the little overhang that's included with it. As a cool little build, kind of similar to the builds used for that, but on a much smaller scale, obviously. Now we'll move on to the other main part, kind of like the walls and stuff. They have a little piece here for molding the Beskar into the shape that you want to. I don't know much about blacksmithing, okay? There's also this really nice hologram piece, which is a really nice piece to get in this set. And you could definitely use that in some mocks and stuff. That's just a really nice piece to have. Now we'll move on to another really neat part of the set, one of my favorite parts, honestly, which is this locker. I like the little build used to open it and stuff. There's some decent sticker detail in there, and of course one of the best parts, a bunch of thermal detonators, a little blaster, and some more Beskar, which I really like this piece for the Beskar. It works well for Beskar ingots. I don't know what's going on up there, so just ignore that noise. But over here, of course, moving on, we have the doorway, entrance into the forge, with of course the sign of the Mythosaur right there. And one of the other coolest pieces that's in this set is the Mandalorian helmet. That's just a plain Mandalorian helmet with no print on it. I really like that we have that piece and can just be used in a forge. So say you want to make a larger version of this, you can have a few little pieces that were already made out of Beskar and just not completed almost. Just a really neat piece to have. I have no idea what all that noise is upstairs. You can just ignore that. Now, let's move over to the figures. Okay, we're back. And now the noise is gone, which is nice. We'll start out first with, of course, the main character of the series, the Mandalorian himself. It's a pretty standard Mando figure. It's the same one that we've been getting in most sets recently. Besides, and of course, he doesn't have the Darksaber yet because this is a set from a couple years ago. And it wouldn't even have the new Darksaber piece either. But let's move on to the Armourer, which is a really cool minifigure. It's really nice to get her, and it's the first of the first Armourer figure that we got. Of course, there is going to be no head, which Mando doesn't have a head either. Apologies for the amazing camera work, but her helmet is really cool. I think it is different than Gar Saxon's, a different mold than Gar Saxon's helmet. That was the other one, the other Mandalorian helmet that we got with the spikes. But it's a really nice helmet piece. Probably the best part of this minifigure is the helmet piece itself. Now let's move on to the most expensive figure of the set, who is currently going for $40 after, well, spoiler alert, he died. So yeah, this figure is of course going for $40 now. This is Paz Vizsla. Of course, he doesn't have a head print either, which is obvious because we don't see the armor or his faces. But it has a really nice print. I like how they use this shoulder pad piece to kind of bulk up the figure a bit, because he is a little bit bulkier in the show. It could have been a bit better, but it's not bad. The weapon is decent. It's not great, but the backpack is pretty nice. So, yeah, it's a pretty good figure overall. Is it worth just buying this figure alone for $40? If you really want it, go ahead and do it. I don't care. It's not my problem what you do with your money. But, yeah, I would say if you can find a good deal on this set with the figures, of course, maybe except Mando because it's just a basic figure, I would say definitely get it. But, obviously, these two figures are the star of this set. Most of the stuff is really cool, especially like the hologram piece and the helmet are probably the best parts out of the rest of the set. But it's definitely more like figure based. Like the figures are definitely the best part, excluding Mando because he's the same figure that we get in a lot of sets. Overall, I think it's a pretty good set. It could have been a bit better maybe, but there are some like really good aspects to it, and it is a lot better than the new microfighter, the new Mando microfighter that's coming out. Let's just say that. But yeah, those are my opinions on the set. I think it's pretty good overall. So yeah, have a good one. Bye.